So right now we are on online. Okay. So last class you were with Danny, yes? Some of my
Mhm.
partners. What they told you about our foundation?
Just that I like I help teach English or work on English, and then you guys go and teach about human rights. Or
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Like we don't try just to teach English just like that. We try to put some social impact to this teaching English. You know.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I don't know if he told you how they paid the class because they don't spend money.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, they do some missions like that. That's the way.
Mhm.
But every single mission is in English. For example, last mission is with the Little Prince. Did you read that?
No, I did not. What?
The Little Prince.
The Little Prince? What about it? I know that book.
Um, I did not too, so I didn't know. So, but it's like how a man like think and his behavior is like a child. Yes, don't try to be like an adult, like an older man, like boring.
Yeah, I know the story.
So yes, that's the idea. And my partners are doing a plate with that
Oh, okay.
to present. So maybe we have some videos. Maybe we can show you, but I don't have one.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
yes, that's
I
great.
think
That's great.
I think I have one.
Oh, you have videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
The
that's
last
good.
the last day I was recording.
Yes, they just put costumes of the characters of the book.
Uh-huh.
They're trying to show the people how, like, in a simple way, how the book works. Yes,
Okay.
so
Did
they
they
understand
already
very well.
perform it, or when is that?
Oh, they already
Oh, they
uh,
already did.
on Wednesday was
Cool.
the first, and today in the morning.
Uh-huh. How
Yeah,
fun.
that was good. That was good.
I bet.
And I don't know. Do you want to ask us something before the class begin, or?
I was gonna look at the 6 minute English thing really quickly. So it looks like, do they have a question of the week then, or?
Yes, it's just like an article that they used to put some articles and they leave like questions. Yes, each week,
Yeah. Okay.
and they use that questions to make an article to talk about.
Okay.
So, for example, in this article talks about I don't know, like what is the percentage in just in UK? What percentage of men are present when their children are born? You know?
Uh-huh.
So it says that is like I don't know, like 95%.
55%.
90, no, it's
Okay.
95% right now.
95%.
They are in a conversation
Yeah.
and one man answer like no, it's like 95%.
Hmm.
So I want to talk about this, not just to read the article. I want like opinions. Just talk about what you think about this.
Oh, okay. So I should probably read through all of it then. I'll do that really quick. So it has like different vocabulary words that they go over specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is what said learning English. Like they try to put articles, but try to put some vocabulary to
Hmm.
make the people like learn new things with topics. Yes,
So what's your name?
Brian, mine, and my friend. Yes, Brian,
Steven.
and my friend is Steven.
Steven. Okay. So, how's
According to recent research in the UK, what percentage of men are present when their children are born? Is it A, 55%, B, 75%, or C, 95%? What do you think?
I think a lot of men these days like to see the children born. It's not culturally inappropriate, so I'm going to go for 95%.
Well, we'll find out if you're right at the end of the program. Now, Dr. Anna Mackin is an evolutionary anthropologist. She studies, among other things, how human behavior has changed and is changing. She's written a book called The Life of Dad. She's been studying new fathers and spoke about her research on the BBC's Woman's Hour program. She asked why men want to become fathers. She starts by saying that there are lots of reasons, but how many does she mention in her answer?
There's lots of different reasons why men want to be fathers. For some of them, it's reach, they've got the house, they've got the job now, it's time to have a family. Sometimes they admit that actually they're not that keen, that their partner wants a baby, so they're kind of going on with it. And a reasonable number actually say they do it because they want to undo what their father did to them. So rewrite history in relation to fathers and the experience of father to be a better father than their father.
How many reasons does she mention?
She mentioned 3 reasons. The first was that it was that time in life. The guys had a home and a job, and having children was the thing to do next.
Another reason was that it was what their partners wanted, even if they weren't that keen themselves. If you're not keen on something and you won't want it, it's not really something you want to do. But because it's what their partner wants, they agree to do it. Or as Mackin said, they're going along with it.
Yes, going along with something. The phrase that means agreeing to do something even though you don't want to. It's interesting that Dr. Mackin says that some men admit to this. To admit to something is to say or agree that it's true, even if you're perhaps ashamed of it or you don't want it to be true.
There was one more reason she mentioned, and that was that some men become parents because they want to be a better father than their own father. Let's listen again.
There's lots of different reasons why men want to be fathers. For some of them, it's they've reached the sometimes they admit that.
okay? It looks like I've finished. Oh wow! I finished reading the article. And you want to have a discussion on it, essentially?
Yes. Yes, just like a little.
Both of you have read the article or listened to it?
I just a little bit, not completely. Yes, I don't have the time to read completely.
Okay.
Yes.
But I have a question. There is a article or is a dialogue?
I don't know. They said sometimes that it's an article, but you can see that it's a conversation, actually.
Yeah, it's,
And because it's a conversation, it can be considered a dialogue as well.
so what do you think, Ryan, about what you read?
I think they are right, or at least here in this country, some of the parents like are not in the when their children born. Yes, are born. They but doesn't mean that are absent of the family. Just don't be there in that specific moment. But doesn't mean that like I don't know, because sometimes people think that is like the dad is not in when his children is born, but it's not because he don't like or he don't want. Maybe he can't. Yes.
So you weren't surprised then by the percentage of fathers that are there when their children are born?
Yes, I think sometimes in my that was my case at this point. But my case was he arrived late.
Yeah.
After. Yes, that was the point. In that case, this is right. They sometimes arrive late after.
Hmm.
but no, they are not absent, not at all, just late. So
What about you, Stephen? What do you think about the article? Were you
Okay,
surprised by the percentage?
it's interesting because I think the percentage here in Colombia is less. It's like 50% maybe.
Really?
I don't know. Is my point? Cause my point no is my what I think. Cause uh, here people are not so community with be a father, with being a father,
Uh huh.
or does they don't know, or I don't know what I think. Cause it's not what I don't know how to explain that, but um, they are not community with what me be father means.
Uh huh.
And sometimes they just want to you have a as children just because you were drunk or something like that is hard.
So it's
But
hard to keep up the same commitment to actually be a father and raise. Is that what you're saying?
yes, it's something like that. Yes,
So, I mean, do you think that's like cultural, or what would you attribute that to?
it's not. I don't know if I'm not sure if it's cultural because
Hmm.
there is a lot of things that let let or allow that
Uh-huh.
this happen.
Yeah.
For example, when a person doesn't have a good upbringing, yes, it's good to say that.
Yeah.
They think just in a selfish way,
Hmm.
and they don't think about if I have a children, it means that I have to work harder. I have to make more money because it's not just have a kid and have a children and continue your life is not.
Yeah.
That's why I say they are not community with
It's a big commitment.
commitment, yes,
commun communiment.
commitment,
Commitment. Hmm.
yeah.
Com- okay, but I don't know. I think it's hard. It's hard because it made me think a lot.
Hmm.
But you already know my point of view. So
I think it was interesting. Later in the article, they talk about how the third reason that some men want to be fathers is because they want to have their children have a better experience than they did with their father, and so they want to kind of rewrite their own story where they are present in the home and involved in their children's lives, especially if their own father wasn't. But one of the things that you mentioned was that sometimes, based on their upbringing, they might think selfishly and continue and do exactly what their own father did and not be present or involved in their children's lives.
Good. Okay. But do you think that maybe this can, or this has changed by the by the years? Like,
Over
uh, how was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago and now? So do you think maybe change or just
I would think so. Um, I think that the family was probably more valued in times past, where mothers and fathers held more central roles in the home, and they felt um, the desire and responsibility to raise children. And I feel like our society has kind of lost some of that, but that's my point of view. What do you guys think?
I agree. That,
yes, that's
that
true.
point,
Yeah.
yes, yes, that point, at that point the society has lost that like value that they have or that they put to the family. Yes,
Yes.
what that concept, what was the concept, we has lost that concept. because now it's like sometimes it's like Steven said, like I just
don't think
want, I don't know, want to have a child, but you don't think on the consequences, or you just
Mhm.
okay have like normal,
I
but it's
don't
not.
think I don't think we have lose the uh, the concept. I don't think that. I think we change. We have changed the so for us, family now could mean for a lot of people a lot. I know that they consider their pets, their dog, their cat like a family, and that's okay. For me, it's more than better, more
Yeah.
than good, more than good, more than well. Yeah, it's correct to say more than well or more than good.
Um, so you're saying that you think it's a good thing that we've shifted our thinking?
Yes, it's like for me, it's good. For me, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But in some cases, like when the parents are not present in the childhood of a children or a kid,
Of a child, yeah.
I think they need someone who tell to tell them what's wrong, what's right, and what they have to do. It sounds stupid, but I don't know. I think it's something that your father, your mother always give you, and you never, even if you are an elder person, if your father says something, you know that they are they just want to make you happy.
Yeah, exactly. It's important for mothers and fathers to play the role of, teacher, of protector, all these different things that our parents do for us. It's important that we recognize that if, you want to start a family or have kids, you have to be willing to accept the responsibility to do those things for your children.
And I have another is correct, but I'm thinking that sometimes people has children
Have?
just because they have children, just because they don't we are great, and we want to it's a kind of it's a way to like, I don't know if it's correct it's what I think. People sometimes have kids, have children, because they want to live in their lives.
Hmm.
It's like I don't know how do you say herencia or something like that.
Like where they live to the children, something like that.
Yes, sometimes we want to be immortal. Is that
Okay.
Oh,
so? It's a way to say no. I have a children, and when I die, he will be here doing what I want, or
Like
doing what he wants. But I want to help them, to help him or her to accomplish that. But just because I want, am thinking in a future when in that no, which could be en el cual, which
which in which
in which
mhm.
I'm not alive, but someone is doing what I think, what I want.
Now that's interesting. Like that, a concept where your children, like you might have died, but your children kind of represent you. Like they're doing what you would have been doing, and so it's that concept of being immortal. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's that I
I,
think that's horrible because you are not having a children. You are not thinking about what they want. You are
Just what
just
you want.
what.
Just what I mean. just what you want, essentially, right? Like you're not thinking about what they might want for themselves or for their lives, but what you want for them and for yourself, right? That's kind of what
Yes.
you're.
Yes. That's my point. And I think if that could be the worst way to lose ourselves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think talking about that, I think maybe we think about not just being immortal. Sometimes the parents want to be like they want that the children make what they didn't. Yes,
Mhm.
but they cannot for any reason. So I think at that point it's not so bad. I agree. What if it's in the point of to be immortal? Just thinking about you is bad, but maybe it could be good if they want that you do what they don't. Yes, if they just want to do it because they want to see you like in a point that they cannot, that they didn't. Yes,
Mhm.
so I think at that point is good. But yes, I agree with Steven in the part of that maybe
And
if they try
I
to be
have,
immortal, that is bad thing. That is worse.
but I have another point of view that is, for example, us as a children, as a person who has people who have parents, and what happen if your mother says or your parent says or your father says, I want that you do this. What you think you should do it just because your mother is saying that, or even if you don't want, but maybe makes happy your mother or your father. I don't know if I'm connected in ideas, but
I think don't. You shouldn't, because if your parents really, I don't know, really love you or really wants to be happy, wants you to be happy, they are gonna accept what you want. You can say no, I think, and it's the best because it's what you want to do for your life. Yes, they cannot. They need to leave you, make your life in that point. Yes,
I
so
think it's
maybe.
good for I think it's good for them to give us direction, but to recognize that, you know, I mean, there's a point where it's our decision, like to be able to make our own choices for ourselves, but know what they think is right or what they think would be best because they've had more experience than us in a lot of things. But um, you kind of have to carve your own path after to be able to learn for yourself some of those things that they've already learned.
that's good too. I haven't thought about it.
But I do think that you're right. It is important for us to recognize that, I mean, good parents will tell you the things that they think will make you happy, the things that will make you happiest. And so it's important for us to listen to what they have to say and take that in stride as we make our own decisions.
Talking about like the parents more. What do you think about like how parents like treat their children and how they used to in the past? Like I mean, how they how was the childhood in that moments with that parents? I don't know.
So
Like
the article talked a little bit about being disciplinarian and being really strict in the home. And I think that a lot of our society has moved away from that to the point that I don't know that parents are involved as much as they should be in the home and with their children. I think we've kind of moved away from I know that there are families that are still very strict and disciplinarian, you might be able to say, but I think compared to like say the 50s that now we're a little more relaxed about how we raise our children, like they can have technology or like they're more free to do what they want and they're not as supervised, I would say, or controlled. to some degree. What do you think?
What do you think, Steven?
That's a point that I like. I like because uh, nowadays we are losing a lot of things, traditional things, just because the technology is taking, uh, changing places, changing things in our lives, and we just accept it like a normal. It's normal for us. It's normal, but there are things that I'm not agreed with that. I can't,
Uh-huh.
uh, because is I don't know. It's, I don't know, unmoral, if it's correct to say that.
Immoral,
Immoral.
I think, yes.
For for example, I don't know if it's correct, but it's what I think. Most of fathers, of parents, used to just use YouTube as a baby sister, a baby. That's good. Baby sister, baby. I forgot how do you say niñera. Yes, it's baby sister,
A babysitter.
sitter.
Oh,
Okay, yes, it's babysitter, and
someone who comes to take
they,
their kids. Is that what
Yeah,
you?
yes,
Yeah,
you
babysitter.
know, you know about YouTube Kids. It's a platform, just for kids,
Yeah,
but people are getting used to use this as a babysitter, yes,
yeah.
and they are they even aren't sure about what their kids, their children are watching,
Yeah,
because it's, and I think that's immoral, because
I would agree.
I have children. I have a I have children's. I don't know. I have kids, and they say, I want to. I want that you buy me a cell phone. Okay, I buy a cell phone, but I left them uh, without
supervised.
that. Yeah, that's my point. Yes, and internet is a place that it's it's not the best place to be alone if you are a
Exactly.
kid.
You don't know what they'll see or run into on the internet.
Yes.
It's not. Yes, it's, there are a lot of dangerous things,
Dangerous, yeah.
Yes.
and we are not doing anything. We are just, we think that that's good, that's correct, and we even support those ideas.
Yeah, and I don't think that we should. I think it's a bad thing that we're not as invested. Well, not invested. I know that our parents are invested, or parents these days are invested in their children's lives, but like they're not. I think you're right that it's a bad idea to use YouTube as a babysitter for your kid. Like you don't know what they're gonna see. You're not. It's not intentionally raising them. You're just letting the wind carry them with
Yes.
wherever, right?
Yes, I think it's like at this point is like you just leave them, like you trust on this, but you really don't know what how this works. Yes, you just leave them doing whatever that they want. So that is really bad, because maybe you are not so strict, but you are so, you are not supervising anything. Yes, you don't look like a father. You just look like a, you just spend money and just live, and I don't know.
Yeah,
Yes, you
it's,
you 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 are not really there. Yes, so I think
You
the
have no.
responsibility there is both. Is like the father, and is the technology, and the father too, of the parents.
and
Because
and it could be even worse, because a kid that has to grown apart, that grown alone, is correct to say grow apart, grow alone. uh, they they know how the life works, but those kids sometimes have everything, so that's why they don't worry about others, and they lost
They lose,
they
yeah.
lose some values that are important. I think we should be careful with that, because it's not bad at all, but if we don't pay attention to that, I'm not saying that with my children I gonna do that, because I don't know if I want to have children, but it's better than that. So
Well, that's an interesting question. Do you guys want to be fathers? Based like I don't know. I'm interested to know now. I mean, that's what the article is about, right?
Ye- yes, that's the main idea. Um, right now, I don't think so. Right now,
interesting question.
Not right now.
Right
not right
now,
now.
I
No,
don't think so. I don't think, but
I know that Steven don't want.
I don't want, because I know that this world is not the best place to bring children. I think this world are this world is. I don't want to be rude, but we are crazy. We are on madness, in madness, on madness.
With that,
So
That's
uh,
interesting.
I'm dreaming with a place, a healthy place. Is correct to say. I don't know, a
yeah,
place that uh, when where I can teach him or her about what the life is, but not just teaching. I want that if I have children, I don't. It's a hypothetical situation, hypothetical situation, because I don't know. It could be interesting how uh, or
mhm.
a child or bring a child, but I don't know. In this world, with this society, with this in these times, in those times, in these times, in those times, I don't know.
Times.
Yeah, I prefer not to have any children, at least until now.
I think you're right. Like it would be difficult to be a parent with the politics that we have, the you know, I mean wars, just there's and I mean people are crazy.
Yes.
It's that's my point. Yeah.
That it would be really difficult to raise children in the world that we live in right now. But I do think that it's a good thing, especially with people. I mean, for people who aren't necessarily crazy, it's better for them to be parents raising, the next generation than the people who are crazy. And then the craziness will just continue because their kids will be crazy too. But
Yes. Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, but like
No, no, no.
what it seems like.
Anybody wants to be rude, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think there are a lot of another or others. I forgot points
Other
uh,
points?
to don't have a child, don't have children. Because this, for example, we are. I don't know how do you say sobrepoblación.
All the population, like a lot of.
We are a lot of people. We are a lot of people, and we don't think about our our past for the world. Do you remember the documental that you show me, Brian, about uh,
Oh, like,
how many things we spend when meanwhile while we are living?
yes,
I,
it's a documentary about like the ecological. I don't know how to say this.
I like
How
it.
you affect the world,
Yeah.
not as a group,
Like you're talking.
like how your not your actions, like how you when you what you eat, what you drink, what you
Weird that
spend
you wear.
money, yes, how that affects the world that is
Uh-huh.
about he's talking, yes,
Uh,
but not as a group, as just one person.
yeah.
And they
And
put
it
what you spent on all of your life, like
Hmm.
in 70 years old, yes, like
Yeah.
probably yes, not
for
completely.
example, yeah, and I like because there are so specific, there are so they want to impact people, because for example they say even how much paper, toilet paper you spend, and
Yes, they try to be
that's
like,
amazing because
yeah, they say numbers. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah, and
And
you see the quantity, the
Mhm.
and you are, I don't
they
know,
like
it was
articles.
a good experience for me, but I can't just stop thinking about if everybody around the world spend all of those things. I think there is a limit.
Yeah.
uh,
It's like,
when when do you think we will get to the limit, when there are no more food, there are no good air, is correct to say air.
mhm.
So that's my point. I don't know if has a connection, a relation with we are talking, but
I would say it does. Um, I don't. What do you think?
I think in a way that maybe you don't want to have a child because uh, since the documentary, you already know how many things you spend, or how much, I don't know how much food are you gonna eat, and what you take from the world. Yes, I
Hmm.
mean, in food or in other things. Yes.
Other resources. Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, in that case, have a connection, because if you have a child, imagine how much he's gonna spend, or how much he's gonna take from the different resources,
Hmm.
or how he's gonna affect the environment. Yes,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
multiply that for all of the children that born. I don't know. I
Oh.
think if you think like that,
around
is whoa. If you multiply that,
is
whoa.
is a lot, man. Is
Tons.
I'm still wondering how we are alive, because there is a lot of time. Uh, there are been no there is it's hard to explain that idea. It's been a lot of time since I don't know how to say. It's hard to explain, but my point is we are being here for a lot of time, for a long time.
Yeah. Humans
Uh,
have been around for ages.
yeah, and we are what we are doing, because I don't know. I think, are we really, are we getting better? Are we improving as a species? Is correct to say that?
Yeah. You said
Is If we are not doing that, what's the point of have a child, have children?
to teach
Because if we are not,
us.
yeah, I would like to say, if I have a child, I would like to teach him what I know right now, because I think the what I know is good, but with the time I gonna get more knowledge, and maybe it could change my mind. And but
I guess each of us hope that if we did have kids, like we'd be able to teach them. And this is kind of what we talked about earlier, that we'd teach them to be better than us, better than we have been, so that they can continue to improve the world and make it hopefully a little less insane than it is now.
Yes, yes, I think
Yeah,
that's my point.
that's yeah. That I like those this kind of speaking of
Conversation?
conversation. Yeah, that's the word. Because you can say what you think, and if someone have another different point of view, it isn't bad.
Yeah.
It makes you change your mind, and that's the best that you can do.
It makes us all think a little bit more and see from other perspectives and, increase in our understanding. Because otherwise, we're all limited and I mean, we each think about things differently. And so if we never like talk to each other and learn more about different ways to understand things, then our minds are very narrow and we don't see um, or understand other people necessarily. And so it's good to have conversations like this so that we have better understanding of the world around us and we're not as selfish that way. We see that other people are different from us. And that's a good
Exactly.
That's yeah. But I think people should develop that skill, because at least I know a lot of people that they just want to hear their point of view. They don't care about what other people think, and that's the worst that you can do. Because what's the point of I don't know, of share an idea if you don't want to hear that idea? It's better if you just say, I don't want to hear you, or I don't know. But it,
Mhm.
that's important, because not always you are right. That's the and
The fact of the matter.
for that reason we have wars, and we have fights, and we have a lot of problems, because we just want to hear what we think, and we don't hear the rest, the rest of the world. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
I don't know how do you say in English. Is cabeza dura, I think.
Oh, like hard-headed, I think.
Hard-headed.
Yes, yes, he's trying to say that. I think. Yes, it's hard.
So, but I like that this year at least I have met a lot of people who has that skill. So it's good.
That is good. Anything else
So
you
what?
guys would like to say? Are there any questions that you had about the article, like things that they said, things that you didn't really understand, or or was it good?
I don't think we have something specific to talk about, like questions. Maybe not for mine, not for me. Maybe I don't know if Steven, you have.
No, I I just read um a little part, but I haven't questioned about it.
Okay, but what do you think about this kind of class, or I don't know, our class in general? I like this.
Or
Yes.
um, well, I've only done two different types. I've done this class and I've done like where we go over articles and stuff.
Yeah.
And so far, I like both of them. Like, I mean, it was fun to be able to help with writing because that's a different form of communication. But I think speaking, I mean, personally, I think it's been interesting to be able to, share ideas cross culturally and be able to, just talk, and then I can help with any English that you have questions about. But I think it's cool that we can share ideas and
Yes, we are trying to do it like one class is writing, one speaking, one writing, one speaking. So we like change each class
okay.
so we can make it like better.
And
So
I
I
do
don't know.
like
What do you think?
well, and it's important to be able to both write and speak English because I mean they're different, and
Yes.
it's different both ways, right? So
Okay. But do you have any suggestions or opinions
Yes,
about about us
or
or
how we
our
can
class improve?
I don't think so. Like I mean, we had a good conversation. do you guys feel that it would have been better if you had read the full article or no?
I don't know because I just read some parts.
Uh-huh. I don't think that you have to read the full article. I do think it's good to catch the vocabulary. I thought it was interesting the vocab they use because some of it's like slang terms and not slang but metaphors and things that wouldn't necessarily I don't know like if you would say some of those things in Spanish necessarily like that it would translate directly. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Phrases
yes,
that we use
yes.
in
Yes.
English that wouldn't really make sense to say in Spanish.
Exactly. Yes, that happens.
Yeah, and so those are good to know. One thing that was interesting in this particular article was that I think they used some I mean it's BBC, so it's British, right? We don't say keen very often in the US. So that was different. I thought it was interesting that they said that they're not keen on this because we don't really say that here. But I'm pretty sure that's a big thing in like Australia and Britain, like those places. I have a friend in Australia who says that pretty frequently, but we don't really say that much here. So I thought that was interesting.
Okay, but do you like the class with us?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so
I hope so.
so I think we want to say thank you to you to help us.
Yeah,
These
Oh,
class are really good.
Thank you.
there are enough words to say thank you because
Good conversation.
it helps us a lot.
I'm glad. What I mean, what are you guys able to do? Because I mean, what opportunities does it open for you to be able to know and speak and write English?
A lot of
A lot
because
of
here speak and write English very well. You can get scholarships,
uh-huh.
so that's good.
So you guys
Or-
are you in like school now or are you looking to apply for colleges or what are you hoping to do?
the idea is
We are,
to apply for a scholarship right
yeah,
away.
Uh-huh.
but we are being studying so
That's
hard to get the scholarship.
So
At
we
least
are
I feel that I've been doing pretty well
yes, we like
because
to do like every day that we can. We try to speak in English, think in English. I don't
yeah,
like every.
that's and we have Milton that is the person who always is uh, pushing us in a good way. I don't know if pushing us is rude, but they are always pushing us to be better, to develop that the writing, the speaking, the pronunciation. That's good. I don't know. I like what we are doing, but it's hard to explain.
So
All is hard to explain
I have a
for me.
question for you, Alexis.
Yeah.
For how many time do you think we have been studying English?
For how long?
Yes, for how long?
Mm. Well, I mean, you guys speak extremely well. I mean, you know vocabulary that I wouldn't have guessed that you would. I'm for only speaking for a short time. So I don't know, a few years maybe. How long
Steven,
has it been?
Steven, how long
I
have you been?
just been with this are 10 months.
10 months? My goodness.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I have
and
been more time than him. I think like a year and 2 months, maybe 12 months.
Wow, you guys
but
have
that
Months.
really quickly. That's fantastic.
but those months make the difference because he has better English than me.
You're getting
But
there.
And
every day is studying, so
yeah,
Lots of
that's
studying.
and that's why I say I like because I think I couldn't get this English level in a normal uh, English institute because here in Colombia there are a lot of institutes, but they are not doing what we are doing. The speaking part, the is guys. I think I have to leave you because my father is calling me. So
Oh,
thanks for class and
thank
goodbye.
Thank
Goodbye,
you.
Brian.
Goodbye.
Bye.
So, just to finish, I want to tell you thank you so much for helping us,
Definitely. I'm happy to.
and I hope to see you maybe two classes after this because I have two more partners that want to have class with you. So
Okay.
you are gonna have class with them, and maybe after we can have class.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
thank you too.
You have a good day.
Thank you.
See
See ya.
you.